Hey everyone. I figured I'd make a video about ADHD and stuff like that. Like not giving an opinion on it or talking a certain way about it, but um more like about like if anybody can relate, because I even wrote some stuff down so I don't stumble on my words. As a child, around like 6 or 7 years old, I was diagnosed with ADHD. Even as an adult, I still have it. And I even got extra testing done. Because actually, at first, when I went to get extra testing, this was recent within the few months this year that I got the testing done. The testing was actually because, as you all know, I do go to therapy. And my therapist, who is a professional, but she can't diagnose this, my therapist um believed that I was on the autistic spectrum, like high functioning. But when I went for the testing, the lady that tested me didn't think that, but yet my therapist still does. So I'm going to leave that like out kind of, cuz like my therapist thinks so, but like, and then some of my friends think so, but I don't even like say anything about myself about it with myself, because I don't even know, cuz with the testing it just basically said other things plus ADHD. Um but that's what the testing was really for, to see if I was on the spectrum, but I got ADHD and other things. So like I'm assuming, not assuming, but from what I've seen on my Facebook, that October is ADHD Awareness Month, and I've had ADHD since I was a little girl. And when I was little, they used to give me like a pill for it to like calm me or whatever. And my father, he was an old school kind of guy because he was an older man, Charlie. He used to say, "Oh, she don't have that. They're just trying to dope her up on meds and this and that." He didn't understand. He was a little ignorant, you know. But God rest his soul. He was just old school. But yeah, but I've seen some things on Facebook saying like how ADHD people are misunderstood. I'm still misunderstood to this day, and even, you know, when I was a kid, I was misunderstood. Like, I got in trouble for like everything. Especially having older parents made it a little tougher because they didn't understand. And when I tried to advocate, my mother would be like, "Well, that's not an excuse," you know what I mean? And I'd be like, "Okay, mom, but I mean, I get it. Like, you're responsible for your actions and your behaviors, but I'm talking about like when I would have a hard time focusing or something. Like, it was just, I was misunderstood about that. And I saw a Facebook post how, they were saying like people with ADHD are not lazy. And that's true too. They're not. You know what I mean? Like, I was called lazy by my birth grandfather, on my mom's side. He'd say, "You just don't want to put in the work, you're lazy." He would always say that stuff to me, and it would bother me. Everybody assumed things of me or accused things of me, and I basically made I made this video to see if anybody can relate to me, or even to the situation. I'm sure I have a lot. I mean, I have a lot of subscribers. I know some of them probably don't like me, and some of them do. But the ones that do like me, or even the ones that maybe even don't like me, can even relate. You know what I mean? So, because ADHD, they're bringing more awareness to it. But I just figured I'd make a video of it to see if anybody else can relate and stuff like that. But that's just what I wanted to say. Is I was misunderstood a lot. And people always thought I was like trying to do something, and I was like, no, 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 no. This is how it was. I To this day I still get misunderstood. But the good thing about it is that I've cut ties with a lot of people that were toxic, that would misunderstand and be like, "Nope, you did that on purpose," or "you," whatever it may be. The people that know the real me, you know, the goodness, they understand. And that's mainly my support system. like my therapist or my caseworkers, stuff like that. But I just wanted to share a little bit about my experiences, and I thought I would make a little video to see if anybody else can relate. But that's all I wanted to say. I hope you have a nice evening, day, or morning, or night, wherever you are. Bye.